Hello, welcome guys. So by now I know that all of us might have finished installing these softwares. So some that say that they have XAMPP is okay, but I recommend WAMP server. If you have XAMPP, it's okay. Then I recommended Netbeans IDE. Some say they have Visual Studio Code. It's still okay. I'm going to explain how you can use them here. So today we are going to be creating our first PHP project and do HTML exercise in it. So if you have Netbeans already, see my own on my desktop, see my WAMP server. But before we start writing our HTML code, there's something I want to show you guys. First, if you have this WAMP server, please double click on your own. This one that I'm on now, just double click on it, because if it is not on, you cannot do what? Test your code. My own, I have if you double click on it, it will ask you this question. You say yes, then allow it to finish. If it's running, open here, you will see it green. Your own might start with red, yellow before it comes to green. That is when you will know that your server has started running. Another way you can test if your server is running is if you open your browser, you type localhost, press enter on your keyboard. If this page is showing, you know that your server is running. If this page is not showing, you know that your server is not running. Then you start your XAMPP or your WAMP server. XAMPP or WAMP server, any which one you have is okay. So that is by the way. So let's open Netbeans. If this is your own, double click on it. Mine is open already. If you click on file, click on new project, select PHP, click next, type the project name. Your project name, I'm going to use first head. Then I'll click finish. You click finish. So it will create the first project. So if it creates, look here, you will see your project name here. Toggle down this, click on this plus by the left. That is when you want to toggle it down and see what is inside this project you've created. If you want to toggle it back so that you hide them, you click on the minus to hide, click on plus, you toggle it down to see what is inside the source files. Your pages, your web pages will be inside the source file. So click on the plus, you will see it. Index. So index page is your home page, or it's a page that loads whenever a website is being launched. What is your website? Your website can be www.google.com or www.yourdomainname.com. But in our own case, because we are coding it locally, our own is not www. Our own is localhost / our project name. So looking at this code, we see how it starts. It starts with what? Less than, exclamation mark, doc type, HTML. Let's pause here. Pause here. I want to show us something. What I want to show us is this. Whenever you finish creating a project in Netbeans, note that that project is not inside a server folder. And once this project is not inside a server folder, you cannot access it through localhost. For example, if I type localhost first head not found, it means that it's not in the server folder. What is our server folder? Server folder is where all our projects are supposed to be, so that we can see it on the browser. So what are we going to do? We are going to go to our computer, minimize your Netbeans, go to this PC, go to your documents, see Netbeans project. The Netbeans project, this is where it places each folder or each project. But this is not where our server folder is. So right click on this first head, cut it, click on this PC, open localhost, open WAMP server, open www. So inside here is your server folder. All your project must be here for you to be able to do what? Access it on the browser. So when we paste it, you see it here. So now Go back to your Netbeans. See my Netbeans. It will disappear because we have changed the location where the project is or was. So for us to open the project again, we have to go to File, Open Project, click on this PC, click on the plus at the local disk to toggle it down, click on the plus at the WAMP server 64 to toggle it down, scroll down a bit, click on the plus at back of WW to toggle it down, look for first project, which is the project we placed inside this folder now. Look for it, see it here, tap on it, click open project. So we are back here, double click on it, it will open here. So let me explain here. Whenever you create a project, you will have index.php page. You can create more pages, but we are gonna come back to that. But let's talk about what we have inside this index.php. Inside here, this is doc type, means this is HTML5. Currently we are coding with HTML5, which is the current version of HTML we are using now. Before it was HTML3, but we are not doing that now. So here is just comments. Comment is human readable, computer doesn't read it. How do you know it's comments? You start with less than, exclamation mark, minus minus. Then you write whatever you want to write inside it. Close it with minus minus, greater than. So this comment is what we use to identify, denote or clarify what we want to write in that particular page. It's not must, it should be here. You can remove it. Me, I will remove my own. So after doc type, we start with HTML. This code you are looking at here must be like this. Anytime you create a page, this is a must written code before you start writing any other thing that you have in your head. So these things are called tags, HTML tags or HTML symbols. They are markup that enable us to build the user interface. But in HTML we call it tags. So whenever I say tags, know that I'm talking about anything that we started with less than, then write the tag name, close it. And any HTML tags must have a closing one. For example, let me close this and write myself. Let's assume I started this HTML. I must close it with this second one. This is the starting one. This is the closing one. How is it closing one? Because it starts with less than front slash. If it doesn't have this front slash, that means this code has an error. So as it starts like this is a must. Then this one, less than front slash, means that I'm closing this. If it is not like this, that means you are not writing the correct code. So inside the HTML, you start your head, less than head, you close it with this. In the middle of it, just use enter key to bring the head closing down. Use enter key to pull it down, to take the whatever code or any line of code. If you want to take it down, use enter key to take it down. So inside this head we can have title tag, which is written like this. In the middle of it, you said first head. You can write any other thing, it must not be first head. So at the end of this head, which is this less than front slash head, at the end of it, you write body. Inside the body tag, that is where we write all our code, whatever we want to design. It happens inside this body tag. So what do I want to design? Let me write, I want to display a welcome note with h1 tag. H1 means heading 1. Let it be heading 1. So I will say welcome to first head. So note, whenever you finish adjusting